In this video, we will show you how to install your left front knuckle assembly. Okay friends, it's time to get started on our job. The first thing you need to do is safely raise and support the front of the vehicle so the wheel's off the ground. Make sure you have the suspension hanging. After that, you're going to remove all 5 of your 19mm lug nuts and then the wheel. Let's move along to removing our axle nut. To remove this nut, use a 32mm socket. Use a hammer and punch, come right in the center of that axle, and drive it out of the wheel bearing. We only want to break it free. Next, we can move along to our outer tie rod end nut. To remove this, we'll use a 15mm socket. Start that on just a couple threads. Now we'll continue on with a hammer. We're going to give the knuckle a couple loving bonks right along this area to try to cause some vibration to shake the outer tie rod end free from it. Now we can start removing the caliper from the area. To remove the brake caliper, you're going to want to come on the outside here and remove this spring. To remove the spring, you want to be extremely careful. It is under spring pressure. Grab onto it with some pliers or cutters and try not to damage it as you remove it. Give that a quick inspection, make sure it's still reusable, and set it aside. Let's move along to the back side of the caliper. What you'll notice back here is you have 2 areas where you have slider pins. In those areas, you'll also have a plastic cover protecting the area. After you have the covers out of the way, continue on by removing each of the 5mm Allen head slider pins. Give them a quick inspection and set them aside. Now we can remove the caliper from the area. To do this, we'll use a small pry bar. Come in between the caliper and the brake pad and try to give it a little tug. We're trying to push the caliper piston back. Once you feel as though you have a little movement, grab onto that caliper and carefully remove it. Once you have it off of there, give your brake pads a quick inspection. Make sure they're not worn at an angle or damaged in any way. Assuming it looks good, go ahead and set that aside. With the caliper and brake pads out of the way, continue on removing the bracket. To remove the bracket, you'll find that you have 2 15mm headed bolts. Remove the pair. Inspect that bracket and set it aside. The next thing you want to do is put one of your lug nuts onto a stud. We'll continue on with a hammer. We're going to try to break the rotor free from the wheel bearing located behind it. When you do this, you want to be extremely careful not to damage the braking surface of your rotor. Once it's broken free, remove the rotor from the area. The next thing you're going to want to do is move along to removing the ABS sensor from the knuckle. Use an 8mm socket to remove the mounting bolt. The next thing you'll do is carefully grab onto it with some pliers and try to wiggle it around. We need to get some movement from this because you do not want to break it as you remove it. Once you have your sensor out of the knuckle, go ahead and give it a quick inspection and set that aside. Use a 24mm socket to remove your lower ball joint nut. Once you have that off of there, just start it back on a couple threads. The next thing you need to do is separate the ball joint from your lower control arm. To do that, you can either use a pickle fork or just give the lower control arm a couple loving bonks to break it free. Now let's move up here and remove this 15mm mounting bolt that holds the knuckle to the strut. Remove that bolt, give it a quick inspection, and set that aside. Now we're going to continue with a hammer, and we're going to give this area a couple bonks. You want to try to break it free from the strut. We're going to be pulling this down. At the same time as we pull this down and remove it from the strut, you need to also be pushing the axle through the wheel bearing. You do not want to damage your axle. Once we have all that separated, continue on by removing the ball joint from the lower control arm. There it is, friends. Before we continue on putting in our bearing knuckle assembly, we want to make sure we clean up the strut area where the knuckle is going to sit, also the splined area of the axle, and the hole in the lower control arm where your lower ball joint should go. Let's continue with some copper never sees. You want to coat the splined area of the axle, not necessarily the threaded area. And also it's a good idea to put just a little bit inside the hole of the lower control arm where your lower ball joint is going to be. Let's take that brand new knuckle. We'll start the lower ball joint into the lower control arm. Once you have that down in there, continue on by putting the axle in through the backside, through the back of the bearing. Before you continue pressing this all the way in, we'll continue on by lining up the strut with the top of the knuckle and sliding it together. As we slide this up the strut, you want to pay attention to the backside right here. You'll notice on the back of the strut, you have an ear that comes down. On the backside of the knuckle, you'll also have a slot for that ear to fit into. On the ear that comes down, you'll notice there's a hole. That's for the mounting bolt. So we'll just go ahead and slide this together and put our mounting bolt in and through there. The next thing you want to do is bottom out your mounting bolt, torque it to 74 foot-pounds. And then an additional 90 degrees, which is essentially a quarter turn. Continue on to your lower ball joint nut. Start this on, bottom it out. And then torque it to 111 foot-pounds. Once you have it torqued, pay attention to the nut itself. You'll notice it has a whole bunch of little slots going around. You need to line up the slots with the hole that goes through the stud of the ball joint. If for some reason it's not lined up, continue tightening until the very next slot is, and then install your cotter pin. Install your locking cotter pin and pin it over so there's no way this nut can loosen up on its own while you're driving down the road. Now move along to installing your ABS sensor. Use a little bit of copper never sees in the mounting bolt hole. Once you have the area coated, continue on by cleaning and inspecting the threads of your mounting bolt. Slide your ABS sensor into position. Once you have that in there, continue on with your mounting bolt. You're going to want to bottom this out and then torque it to 80 inch-pounds. Continue on with some copper never seize along this mating surface. Once you've done that, continue on by taking that rotor. Have a look at the backside. Make sure you clean up the mating surface on that as well. Now it's time to install our caliper bracket. Before you do, it's important to at least clean and inspect the areas where your brake pads are going to sit. Once you've done that, you also want to clean and inspect the threads of your mounting bolts. Let's take this and put it in position. Start in both of those mounting bolts and snug them up. Once they're snug, torque them to 98 foot-pounds. Continue on to putting on your outer brake pad, and then slide the caliper with your inner brake pad into position. Continue on to your slider pins. You're going to want to clean and inspect them. Once you've done that, continue on by lubricating the smooth surface with some high temperature caliper lubricant. Once those are lubricated, slide them into place and snug them up. Torque these to 22 foot-pounds. Reinstall your protective covers. Install your outer tie rod end into the knuckle. Snug up the nut and then torque it to 35 foot-pounds. Once you have that torqued, the next thing you want to do is pay attention to the slot of the nut. Make sure it lines up with the hole in the stud. If it isn't, continue tightening your nut until the very next slot does. Slide your locking cotter pin into position and lock it down. Let's move along to removing our safety nut. Now we can install our clip here. You'll notice that you have two little tips on the locking clip. They need to fit into their corresponding holes. Also, when you have this in place, you want to make sure that each of these ears is located behind this area of the bracket. Make sure it's secure. The next thing you need to do is put on the axle nut. This is going to be easiest with the vehicle close to the ground. You'll notice that I used a flat pry bar coming across the lug studs, being extremely careful not to damage them in any way. That's to prevent this from spinning while I try to tighten the axle nut. Now, when you tighten the axle nut, you need to make sure that you do it by hand. You can use a ratchet and your 32mm socket, snug it up, and then we're going to torque it. Okay friends, now we can reinstall our wheel. Once you have it in place, continue on by putting all 5 of your 19mm lug nuts on. Once they're started, bottom them out. We'll get the wheel safely back on the ground and then torque them to 100 foot-pounds. Torqued. Okay friends, we showed you how to install your wheel bearing hub assembly. At this point, you want to go ahead and take your vehicle for a road test. Make sure you don't have an ABS light. Aside from that, get yourself safely down to the local alignment shop. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.